I don't care if you've been in a coma for 9 years, boss. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Brother, coming to you live and direct from the stack. This is episode 35. Smoke me out, family, that dang shit on my left. Your boy Blue.
Konnichiwa, bitches.
Nice. On my far right, engineering on the ones and twos, choking people out on the threes and fours, Kronos.
I want to see a forklift lifting some forks. It would be so damn literal.
Damn. All right. On my immediate right, joining us for the very first time ever, Mr. X.
I ain't blacker or black, so.
Damn. All right. Here. Joining us remotely all the way from the south, the dirty, is Stitch.
It's been about 48 hours since I had titties, and I kind of miss them.
Damn. And
were they your titties?
Yeah, they were.
They were.
And joining us for the very first time ever, it is Phoenix Secret Bae Shanklin from Comics and Coffee. Welcome.
I am the one and only Phoenix the Nerdette. Thank you guys for having me on your show.
Oh, it's so nice to finally have you on.
Finally.
Yeah.
I think Prodigy doesn't know how to tell time or numbers. He ain't good for book learning.
That scheduling is hard.
Yeah. The earth is not flat.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
Nothing go around the earth.
This is a Saturday cast, right the day after Christmas. Yeah. So, man.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. And
Happy Boxing Day.
That's what this is? Boxing Day?
Happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah. Something.
In Canada, they celebrate that shit.
Boxing?
Or Festivus. Is it Festivus just over?
It's for the rest of us, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we are going to dive right in. But before we do, I think most people have heard of the wonderful Phoenix the Nerdette, but we also have on joining in replace of old ninja, Mr. X. Real quickly, fam, you are a friend of the cast, and you are, tell us a little bit about your geek credentials. What are you into?
Comics, movies, bunch of stuff, video games, which I don't get to play that much that I like to, but just been... about it.
Awesome. No, that's great.
Now you're into Green Lantern, right? You're a huge Green Lantern fan?
No, not really. I just put on my car because my car's green.
All right. But you are our first Asian American.
I am
joining us. So thank you very much for that, man, and thank you for filling in because Old Ninja is both late as hell and old as fuck. So still won't smash that like button. But we have Phoenix on for the very first time ever. So we're so fucking appreciative of you being on. Tell us a little bit about, for those who don't know, your podcast and what type of geek you are and what you're into.
Well, to keep it simple and straight for you listeners out there, I am the host of Comics and Coffee. We talk a little bit about superhero movies, drink a little coffee, do a lot of cracking up on a lot of subject matters regarding our favorite superheroes. We even give you guys comic book news based on comic books that are in stores at your local comic book stores, based on a lot of sources from My Comic Shop to Newsarama and all this special stuff. And as for me, my favorite things that I love is, well, of course, you guys know I'm a huge X-Men fan. I love X-Men. Mm-hmm. My favorite character is, most of all, Miss Phoenix or Dark Phoenix, whichever one you prefer. Love coffee, drink it all the time, can't shut up about it. It's like my daily fuel, just like Popeye loves his spinach, that sort of thing. I yap a lot about superhero movies. That's just basically most of the things that surrounds me in my everyday life.
Awesome.
So what do you think about the new X-Men Apocalypse? Who's got the... Come on now.
Man, I was kind of like everybody else tripping about the way Apocalypse looked, because, I'm kind of like one of those noobs that kind of wish that the X-Men franchise would kind of keep things a little, I would say, faithful to the source material in terms of the costumes. But when I saw Apocalypse in the trailer, I'm like, this could be good. I'm hoping for the best, though.
Well, I like that they changed him, which is good. Because the first time I saw him, he was all purple, and I was like, that's not Apocalypse. That's
like Ivan Ooze.
Yeah.
I will kind of be original about it, but he did kind of like it. It was good.
I'm still gonna watch it though. So,
what was your favorite X-Men movie, though, Phoenix?
Oh man, damn this. How many movies has there been?
I think four,
Four, I believe.
4 or 5, because they had the new ones, right?
Yeah,
Five.
I guess if you exclude the Wolverine movies.
No.
There's
Yeah,
a three.
X-Men Origins don't exist because
Okay.
that's
Is it-
not.
There's a trilogy, and then there's
a
First
Future
Class.
Past. Yeah,
and
so that's 5.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
Well, X-Men 2, X-Men United is one of my top favorite. X-Men First Class and X-Men Days of Future Past are among the 3 that I love so much.
Nice.
Awesome. So now, I've always admired Jean Grey. You know, I was a little iffy on some of the depictions of her in some of the movies, but you have a very special connection with her, and I guess I'd love for our listeners to kind of hear your rationale on why she's amazing and one of the best characters in all of Marvel.
You're not psychic, right? Because Prodigy has dark thoughts.
And they usually don't have
Well, of course, we know Phoenix. Before she was Phoenix, she was Jean Grey. And then, of course, Jean Grey sacrificed herself to become a part of the Phoenix Force in order to save her friends. And like the Phoenix, she's risen from the ashes. And I consider myself similar to her. I wouldn't say I died or anything, but I had, suffered a personal situation where it kind of had me down for a few years. And then I ended up rising above that, like the Phoenix, to be metaphorical. And that's when I fell in love with the character. But I actually loved her in the X-Men the animated series. They came out in 1992. I'm sure you guys watched that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling Prodigy on the way over here that that's all I know about Phoenix was that she was on the X-Men animation back in the day.
Well, now it's crazy because who was it? Scott Summers became Phoenix, right?
What the hell you did?
Like recently? Yeah. Like
I think she became possessed by the Phoenix Force with the X-Men versus Avengers. Am I correct? Yeah. Wasn't feeling that he killed Xavier.
Yeah, he became a bad guy.
Damn.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm reading the all new X-Men, and they basically sent folks that were in the X-Men like in the past when they were like kids, and they sent them back in the future because Scott became like a bad guy, and they wanted his younger self to kind of reason with him.
Wow.
And yeah, it's pretty crazy. So and then also in Secret Wars, you can tell he was like way more powerful, but he got basically bitch slapped by Doctor Doom because he was like a god. So,
oh well, yeah. I mean, he is the god, of that world. But that's post Secret Wars comic with X-Men, or
it's like before when he becomes part of the Phoenix Force or whatever. I need to read it because I haven't read it. 'Cause this is what happens with comics. Every time you read some shit, you have to go back and buy more comics to see what's going on. So.
That addiction's strong.
But I'm sorry. So Phoenix, you've always had this connection with her. The animated series, it sounds like, really sparked it off in terms of with Jean Grey, aka Dark Phoenix, and it sounds like you really relate to that character in terms of rising from the ashes and kicking a whole lot of ass.
That is correct, and I appreciate that compliment right there. Yeah, she does have a couple of things that kind of annoys me a lot. I guess because of the writers, she being the effervescent love interest between Cyclops and Wolverine, and at times they kind of played it out a lot often in the cartoons, but they played it off to death in the movie franchise by Bryan Singer, and I was kind of like, God, is it anything she can't be besides the love interest? And that's when X-Men 2 came out, and that's when she ended up becoming a lot stronger than I thought she would be, and she ended up being a lot more independent. And you guys know at the end of the movie, she ended up sacrificing herself, similar to the comics, but in a different sort of, I would say, different sort of action that was taken in the movie, where she ended up sacrificing herself in Alkali Lake to save her friends because they was going to be submerged in water. And that was like one of the first movies I've seen where a female superhero sacrificed herself, and I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
Well,
that's a great point.
Quick
That's
question.
true.
For
I
you.
never thought about that.
With the kind of I want to say kind of a reboot, how they went back into time and they changed the past where Jean Grey doesn't actually become the Phoenix. She's still like Jean Grey. Do you think that they might do like a kind of a new spill on that storyline, or do you think that eventually she will become the Phoenix again?
That's what I'm hoping for, because X-Men Days of Future Past is supposed to be the film that sort of reset the timeline where most of those events don't happen. And even though we all bought it on DVD and we're like, okay then, but we saw the movie have it on DVD. How can we supposed to pretend
I got proof
that
right
nothing
here.
happened? But I guess in terms of a franchise standpoint, I think they wanted to reset that clock for that franchise and sort of hopefully create the perfect Phoenix Saga story that we all wanted, because it failed miserably with X-Men: The Last Stand.
Yeah.
And you guys don't understand how completely and utterly disappointed I was in that movie. It wasn't bad. It was just disappointing, especially with the storyline that, X-Men 2 was going to help build up, that got us hyped for X-Men 3, and it turned out to be complete disappointing.
Yeah, I didn't like how she was being used by Magneto, and then she didn't seem powerful enough, it was really weird. And the way she died was like, oh, okay. She got stabbed, but getting stabbed wouldn't really kill Phoenix, so...
Yep.
Yeah,
and don't forget the whole idea of making her the stare and blow you up girl.
Yeah.
That at all. I'm not a huge one of those news that's like constantly nitpicking every single aspect of the story that I feel isn't faithful to the source material, because they're adaptations. They're not supposed to be 100% faithful, but that concept itself is disappointing, because what X2 was trying to build up at the end was something that had us all hyped to see her rise as this character.
Yep.
And I guess because Bryan Singer unfortunately departed from the franchise to do Superman Returns, that's what led to everything being changed and the script was rewritten. And oh God, how do I go on expressing how?
One of my favorite scenes in that movie though was the scene where Wolverine is trying to reach out to her, and you see him like getting like parts of his skin ripped apart and stuff. You can see his like his
adamantium.
That works. You can see his skeleton,
like
but it was cool, like his healing factor.
Magneto would do.
Yeah.
That's something Magneto would normally do, not Phoenix. So that was kind of like, wow. Seeing her do that was kind of like, oh wow, awkward. But I like the fastball special part. I thought that was kind of
Yeah.
I'm gonna
cool
give
tie-in for comics.
I'm gonna give some credit. When I think of the X-Men, I really think that they had more impact on Marvel and comics and being a geek in the 90s and saving Marvel than the Avengers, because when I was a kid, it was all X-Men. It was all Wolverine. Yeah. The Avengers were a distant afterthought. And so I think we just need to give credit to, the fact that the X-Men were definitely the premier group when we were all growing up. Yeah. And Avengers has definitely risen now because of the films, and that's fine and great, but I still love me some X-Men.
Well, yeah, it's like there's two things that were in the 90s that people kind of forgot about and they don't give credit to. One was X-Men, the show, really bringing kids into Marvel and buying their comics and stuff. And the other one was Blade the movie, bringing people to watch comic movies again. Because before Blade the movie, like all those other comic book movies were garbage. They were so bad I wouldn't even watch them.
Oh my God!
Other than Superman was pretty good.
Captain America, no, not Captain America. There was one from the 90s, but the one from the 70s was god awful.
Like Punisher from the 70s, and like there's a whole bunch of other ones that are just total garbage. Yeah, I mean Superman, you're right, but from the Marvel side in particular, and even then DC they did Superman, but other than that, like the Batmans were okay. But then other than that, there's really nothing.
Yeah, there was many comic book movies.
And then once we saw Blade, I think Blade really broke the mold because there was a lot of gore, and people weren't used to that in movies, especially comic book movies. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Spawn his image, though, right?
Spawn his image, yeah.
I didn't even realize at the time that Blade was a comic book movie.
Yeah.
It was just a rated R fun movie. And I was like, man, this is awesome with the vampires and Wesley and doing all this shit. Yeah. And then subsequently it was like, oh, this is a comic too. What? Holy shit.
Great fucking soundtrack too.
So we didn't
absolutely. I love that pre-dubstep flavor to it. I loved it. What sold Blade was that it was out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. It was like in the reign where Batman and Robin was still like on people's minds, and people didn't think that any superhero movie could ever, survive post Batman and Robin, and of course Steel with Shaq. Oh my God.
That was awful.
Forgot about that bullshit.
Then he had Shaq Fu.
Yeah.
Did he did Shazam?
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. The fucking rapping genie.
From rap to superhero movie, Shaq was not cutting it.
No.
But he was in a few movies though.
So hold on, we have a second guest on here, and we didn't ask him his geek credentials.
Oh, we did.
We did? I wasn't here.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
you stepped out.
I think you stepped out. Cool. Yeah.
But you know, by all means, jump on in here with any questions or whatever, or comments.
Well, we know you're a comic book fan too, so yeah.
I'm way behind in comics, so
That's all good.
I don't get to read as much as I can, and obviously with the stuff going on right now in my life. But
It's all
I don't
good.
got time watching. All I do is watch the movies now.
That's all right.
Well, we watched Star Wars. We can't talk about it because Phoenix hasn't seen it yet, but we watched Star Wars yesterday.
Nice.
That was my third time. It's first time. So
Nice. It is great.
That was
Though.
a
I'm trying to
great
get the
movie.
sweetness to go watch it, but she doesn't want to see it.
What?
Really?
She's never seen other ones either. I'm like, what?
Oh, so she's like Stitch.
Yeah, basically.
you gotta hold.
Yeah,
drag her
I
ass
haven't
over there.
really- I
but
haven't
she was
seen-
smart enough to bet me on it though.
Wait, Phoenix, you haven't seen the other ones either?
No.
Oh.
Yes,
I'm
come
sorry.
to my side.
I get a lot of crap for it, but it was mostly because I don't know. I wasn't into the Star Wars, thing. The first Star Wars movie I seen, it don't laugh, but the first one I've seen was on HBO, and that was the Attack of the Clones. And I thought it was okay. I wouldn't actually judge the entire franchise based on the prequels, though. I know better than that.
After I've watched it a few times, I think that this one does a really good job of bringing in new viewers because they explain when they show the older characters, like they explain like who they are, and like what they did, and so I think that's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
You'll good. Then I guess I don't have to feel like I'm left behind when I go see the movie.
Yeah,
because a lot of people watch those first 3 original Star Wars films to catch up, and I'll be like, I don't have the time. I just want to see this movie.
I think if you know the basic storyline behind Star Wars and stuff, this new movie you'd pretty much get.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a whole lot that left you hanging by not seeing the originals. But then again, you should watch the originals.
Yeah, you should.
Absolutely.
It's really funny.
Well, a lot of mixed reception about the first one. Some people say it was boring. Some people say it's a classic. I don't like boring, so I did hear that The Empire Strikes Back was possibly the best one, and I'm curious about that one mostly than the other 2 Star Wars films.
No, you know about like Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader's relationship, right?
Yes.
Okay, so like it was funny. There's a clip from The Simpsons where Homer and Marge go to see the first Star Wars movie or the second one, and he's like walking by the crowd, and he's like, "Oh man, I couldn't believe that Darth Vader was his father," and everybody in the crowd is like, "Oh!" And people in line.
That happened in the. I can't even say it now, but there was a major spoiler that happened to me when we were waiting to see the movie, and I heard it and nobody else did.
Yeah.
So I didn't say anything. So I knew part of the movie that happened as I was watching. I was like, God damn it! So I think that's probably why. My score was so low. I've actually upped the score for me now.
Oh wow! Okay.
I've seen it like 3 times, so yeah, I give it like probably a 9. So.
Wow, nice. Okay, that's about on track with what we all were voting or rating it.
Yeah. So hey, you were talking about before how usually they say like number 4, which is like the first one for a lot of people, was kind of boring, and so was and 1, 2, and 3 were kind of messed up. The reason why is because George Lucas directed those. He's not a very good director.
No.
And so in Empire Strikes Back and then Return of the Jedi, he got a soap opera director to direct those. That's why the acting in those were much better. And in 7, with the one that just came out, the acting is way better because, again, George Lucas is not directing these movies. It's J.J. Abrams wrote and directed, and he can direct actors.
Yeah.
So,
and the 8th one isn't going to be done by J.J. Abrams,
it's
right?
going to be somebody else. But it's I think it's the guy that did Jurassic World, right? Stitch?
I'm not sure.
I know he's doing one of them. I know that. I can't remember which one.
He's
though.
still in shell shock from that bikini he was wearing. Yeah. That's what it really is.
We're not, you sexy motherfucker.
Yeah, so if you go back and watch our YouTube channel, episode 34, and it's about like the 30-minute mark. That's where you can see Stitch comes out in his slave Leia costume.
Yeah,
I have a pretty nice ass. So if you're into guys with nice asses, I'm wearing this like skirt with a slit or whatever the fuck it is, and my ass is pretty popping.
You should have did the genie in a bottle dance.
Damn. Okay. I'm gonna switch gears on that shit. All right. So obviously, 2016 Phoenix is a huge year for comic book movies.
Yes.
I want to hear your take on what you're looking forward to the most. I'm thinking it's going to be the X-Men movie, but you may surprise us. What are you looking forward to the most in 2016 from films?
Oh wow! I think first of all, 2016 is the start for a few more years. That's going to be pretty epic because remember there's Wonder Woman coming out the year afterwards and Infinity Wars. But for 2016, I know I talk a lot about Batman versus Superman. I talk so much about it. But realistically, I think that Deadpool and Suicide Squad is going to be the ones that surprise everyone.
Okay.
And the reason why is because these are two films that are not typical superhero film flair that you normally see at the box office. There's always the do-gooders, the troubled, brooding superhero types or the crime fighters and whatever, and then you got villains becoming superheroes, and then you have this erratic anti-hero with a psychosis and you, of course, one is going to be rated R, so there may be a little bit of a limitation with the audience. I remember there was a woman complaining about her kids not being able to see it because she hated the fact that it had sex and violence. And I think that's going to be the issue with certain audience members with Deadpool. But I think those are going to be the two films that's going to surprise people because it's refreshing. It's a lot different.
Yeah.
But in terms of what's going to be, well, concept-wise, but in terms of the box office, I think it's going to be a battle between Captain America, Civil War, and Batman versus Superman. And I know people think that. I think people think Civil War is going to have the upper hand because it has Spider-Man and Iron Man in it. And
well, Spider-Man's not. He's got like a cameo. So
yeah, but
people,
people have the idea that because of him being an addition to the film, no matter how short the role is, they think it's going to make more. And realistically, I think having Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman all in the same field can make a lot more as well.
Well, I think Civil War has a problem, and it's kind of twofold. One is that it's not Civil War, and the other one is that even though it's not Civil War, people are still going to watch it, but there's like a lot of hardcore nerds that are like, this isn't like
analyzing it.
Yeah, but it still has Black Panther. That's still going to bring a lot of folks on. So I think it's like it's good, and then it's bad. So it's bad that it's not really Civil War, but it's good that they're introducing new characters still, like a Black Panther is going to be hopefully a major role in this.
I'm hoping that Deadpool gets a lot of box office money because I think with them putting out that R rating on it, I think it's sort of like a trial for these comic book movies to see if they want to just tone it down to keep everything PG-13, or if they are willing to get extra dirty and gritty and violent and gory and go with the R rating just to see if it hurts their box office sales. So I hope that we do get a lot of support for Deadpool because I love seeing violent, raw superhero type movies. And so I'm hoping that Deadpool is actually really good and that it gets the support of the box offices and encourages other films to be made where it's not a neutered down superhero, where it's Wolverine stabbing people with no blood and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I think...
Absolutely. And don't get me wrong. There's going to be a lot of sticklers out there, mostly parents who think that all superhero films should be rated PG-13 for their kids. But one thing Deadpool is going to actually prove is that R-rated movies with sex and gore can actually sell. Think about Watchmen for a second. That film, though it was not a huge hit, it was a solid hit. And so was Blade. And I think Deadpool will surpass both of them in terms of the box office.
I got one more for you.
And it's going to make a lot more because, first of all, I think it's the only film in February, as far as I know, that's going to be a huge attraction.
I got two more good examples for you, though, Phoenix. Sin City, which the first one was a big hit.
Not the second one.
And then you have 300 based off a comic that was truly rated R and was a mega hit. So it is possible. You do have a precedent in there from film history, recent film history, to be able to say, hey, even with this rated R rating, it's going to be big. And the other thing I'm going to quickly say is, at every single con I've ever gone to, there's been so many Deadpools and so much love for that character. He's more popular than I think people are really able to understand. You know, they see him, they love him, he breaks the fourth wall, he is violent, and he's going to be, you know, truly Deadpool, like, you know, all the way out, you know, and that's what people want. They want him cracking jokes. They want him killing people, you know? And
then another thing is that the marketing for this film has been tremendously well placed.
Yes.
Ryan Reynolds is becoming a very, very likable guy on his Twitter feed. He's very funny. Yeah. And people like the way he interacts with the fans in terms of like questions regarding Deadpool. And he's constantly releasing these TV spots and links to videos regarding the trailer and things like that. And Deadpool is my goodness. I think this is the film that's going to really get people to like 20th Century Fox a lot more than they think they like them because, the way they ruined the Fantastic Four.
A cool thing I like about Deadpool is I like how they're having like these little like cameos. Like there's one where he's with the guy from Saved by the Bell. Where he like walks behind him while he's doing an interview, and he comes back up and he like kills him.
Mario Lopez?
Yeah, he killed Mario Lopez. Man, that shit was hella funny. I was laughing so hard. But all the little side things they're doing. Like I think they did like a 20 days of Christmas or 12 days of Christmas with Deadpool, and that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, so I hope that if this does do well, I hope that Image starts making movies again, and shows because they have a whole bunch of comics out right now that are really good. I think that would do great with movies and TV shows.
Yep.
East to West being one, and then Saga being the other. I think both of those being in film or shows, it would be really good. And them not doing is like a disservice to fans everywhere.
Well, they did get one in terms of production. And that was Wicked and the Divine, and I'm extremely excited about that. Yeah, but you're right; they need more. They definitely need more.
They really do. Because they did Spawn a while ago, and I think that's basically it. I mean, they did the Max.
Yeah,
that was a show.
I don't think that did well.
MTV.
Yeah. Was it MTV or?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was that, and then they showed Aeon Flex. I think that was like that hour that they had on MTV for the animated saga.
I mean, but we need to see more mature comic book movies, and I think that we're ready for it, and hopefully they'll do it here pretty soon.
You gotta get Netflix to pick some shit up because they're doing shit right.
Yeah, Phoenix. So what did you think of Jessica Jones and Daredevil and some of those Netflix series?
Oh, you guys gonna be disappointed about the whole aspect of Daredevil. I haven't seen that yet.
Oh.
I have seen Jessica Jones, and oh my god, I love that show. Mm-hmm. I watched it like twice.
Nice.
I was actually the first one in my group to finish watching the show before everybody else caught up with it. I just love what Marvel and Netflix are doing in terms of the material that is a lot darker than what they release in theaters. It's a huge it's refreshing to see something like that than what we normally see with their big hits like Avengers and stuff like that, where they wouldn't dare to go that dark,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
with sex.
Oh my god,
crazy
every
sex.
episode that was her and Luke Cage banging every
yeah,
episode.
it was great.
Knocking down walls and shit.
Going deep inside. Busting them nuts. Oh, sorry.
Sweet Christmas.
And you were thinking that episode where they were banging, you thinking they was going to break the bed because these are two.
Well, they did.
Characters.
Yeah, they kind of did break that.
In one episode, they did break the bed.
Yeah.
I think it was like maybe the second. It was at his house. I think they broke the bed.
Oh, I missed that part.
Oh man, but
I forgot that part.
My whole thing with Jessica Jones on Netflix was that like the first episode was you kind of got to be iffy about pilots, but the show makes you want to keep watching it. Mm-hmm. So you usually end up binging that whole entire series, which a lot of people fucking did. Like they watch all in one weekend.
Well, that's why I think a lot of more. This is why I like the shift in entertainment now, is because people are used to binging, and that's why you see places like Amazon and Netflix really doing well, because people are tired of this old tired thing of where you have to sit there, watch a TV show for like 15 minutes, then sit there for 2 minutes to watch an advertisement, and then do that back and forth for like 30 minutes to an hour, and then it stops, and you got to wait a week for the next one to come out, or months sometimes, and it's just like, come on, just give it to us all at once. We already know they're done. There's a big shift now in entertainment, and hopefully.
And then there's Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I mean we're paying for it, and I think people are willing to pay to not have commercials.
Yeah.
So.
And then and then there's a lot of artistic freedom in the Netflix shows and their front runners than there are with the movies. So that's another one.
Yeah, like Bill Burr, his new show on Netflix is called F is for Family. And I've only watched the first one. I'm a huge Bill Burr fan. I need to watch the rest. But it's hilarious. And he said that it was so good and refreshing to work with Netflix because they told him push it further.
Nice.
And there's and the show is pretty fucked up.
Is it a sitcom or drama? What is it?
It's an animated series, but it's like based in like the early 1970s.
Oh,
like before like kids were like childproof and all that kind of shit. So it's pretty funny, man. And you guys got to watch it out. You guys got to check it out. It's F is for Family on Netflix.
Nice.
Yeah, I definitely have it in my queue right now.
Yeah.
Good shit. Mr. X, get in here. You have also seen Jessica Jones. Did you dig it? Did you hate it? What'd you like?
I loved it. I was iffy about it before it came out because I wasn't sure how Kristen Ritter would do as Jessica Jones.
Mm-hmm.
But I was very shocked. She did really good, and everyone in that show did really well. You know, they freaking the villain was crazy as hell, and I mean it's just
Purple
crazy
Man.
how far that Netflix is able to take stuff and get the viewers to watch it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I never read the comics really. I mean, I kind of knew who she was, but as far as the show went, I mean, I loved it and made me want to go and buy the comics, read the comics. So
Because I think a lot of people didn't know the character from the comics,
No.
if we're really honest.
Well, because she wasn't. I mean, it was Alias, right?
Yeah.
And it was only that was the only run that she had, and it wasn't that many comics. The hilarious part is that I went and picked up the first trade, and at Treasure Island, and they said that they were selling like crazy.
Yeah.
And so I think that's really good. They like revived the character. So hopefully we'll see a Jessica Jones revival next year. I'm pretty sure they will.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, they'd be crazy not to do multiple seasons.
What the hell are you doing,
Who's
Stitch?
packing boxes?
It's
What
Stitch.
what are you doing?
Oh, he doesn't have his
Sorry about
headphones.
Yeah.
Jerking off in a
You
box
kinda
and
mute-
shit. What the fuck?
dick in a box.
Come on now. We professional. We press. All right.
Open up his dick in the box present.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Oh wow!
And Jessica Jones, there's a YouTube channel. I can't think of what it is right now, but they talked about like all the Easter eggs and hidden things with Jessica Jones, and there's like a lot of cross reference between Jessica Jones and Daredevil. Mm-hmm. Like the scene where they go into that where Luke Cage asks Jessica to help him like find some dude whose sister was looking for him. That factory where they were growing the marijuana at actually was another scene from Daredevil. They actually had a scene there too. And, like, I guess there's, like, some scorch marks on the walls from when, like, Daredevil did something.
Yeah.
And it caught on
yeah.
fire. So there's a bunch of crossovers between the two
Where the ninja
storylines.
got set on fire.
Yeah.
Well, and so, Phoenix, you are going to go back and watch Daredevil, though, right?
I need to because I can't really offer an opinion, and then on top of that, be left alone out of discussions or future discussions.
Well,
about it.
that one's really good too. I put Jessica Jones just above it, but not by much.
Yeah.
Same here.
It's truly the same universe, and if you like one, you're going to enjoy the other. There's no doubt about it.
They keep tying in with each other too. So
Yeah. And now,
Oh yeah, because of the Defenders.
Yes.
Yeah.
so I'm going to put Mr. X on the spot.
Oh shit!
Man, I got to ask you. So, what do you think? Are you familiar with Iron Fist?
Not really. I mean, I know they came out of the show. I know he's some kung fu master.
Yeah, so
lives in the mountains or something.
Yeah, so we talked about this a little bit. What's the actual character's name, Kronos?
I can't remember his name, but it's a white dude though.
Yeah, so it's a white guy with.
Actor or,
Danny?
yeah, it's oh god, dang, it's like my name. Ugh.
So there was a little bit of controversy with the casting. Obviously, from the original comics back in the day, it was a white character with some mystical powers from another dimension, but also doing a lot of kung fu. And then there was this, I guess, outreach on Twitter to make the character Asian.
Danny Rand.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice, good save, Stitch. And I don't have any problem with doing that or not doing that per se. But I guess I wanted to get your take on whether you think that this is approaching on that weird subject of cultural appropriation, or if it's just much ado about nothing.
If they want to make him Asian just because he knows kung fu, then it's kind of, I don't know about that. I mean, if the character is white in the comics, I mean, I don't really know the character, like I said, but just make him white.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was like in the comics, he was white, and he went to a different dimension.
And got his powers from there.
Yeah, he trained with people that people say they're Asian, but if it's a different dimension, it's probably not Asia, right? But they could still look Asian, so whatever. I'll give him that concession. So
Well, it's kind of like with Dragon Ball Z. Like Goku is an alien, but people got pissed off when some white dude played him.
Oh,
well, that was awful.
But it was
movie.
anime. Though.
Yeah, that was a really awful movie. Like
This is a comic book.
There you go.
Same thing with The Last Airbender. They made it was like
Yeah, that was
right?
offensive.
They said his fucking name wrong. I was like, it's not Ong, it's Aang.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
It's not like you translated it because it was in English to begin with. Goddammit.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So
So fuck you, M. Night Shyamalan.
I want it to be good. I definitely want it to be good. I'm not as concerned about the casting per se. I do want to see more Asian Americans get leading roles.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it would make the Netflix series terrible either way. You know what I mean?
No.
But
are you watching Into the Badlands?
I am. I'm behind.
Why are you asking him all about the Asian characters and stuff? I'm
Because
just messing with you.
how do you like it?
I like it a lot. I mean, it's nice to actually see old kung fu styles
Yes.
in American mainstream, and it actually not being like a silly dubbed kung fu movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the funny part is, go ahead.
But I mean, I'm behind. Like I said, I've only watched 2 episodes, but what I've seen so far, I mean, the choreography is amazing.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
And they did bring a lot of Chinese choreographers
Yes.
from Asia in to do this show. So I'm very impressed, and it's got an interesting story. So let's see where it goes. But I don't know because I'm behind, so I can't really talk about
It
the
gets
storyline
better.
too much.
Yeah. So for y'all that didn't know, Mr. X actually has like a lot of martial arts experience, which is he's Asian, but but he really does
I was born
know.
with a black belt.
Yeah. No, like what do you? Because me and him do jujitsu together, but you've got other experience. Like, what are your other martial arts that you know?
When I was younger, I trained Taekwondo, got a black belt in Taekwondo, got a green belt in Hapkido, did a little Kung Fu here and there, mostly boxing and wrestling. Then I took everything, switched it over to Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai.
Nice.
And mainly now just Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
So.
Good shit.
So you're saying you can kick my ass?
Easily.
I
Easily.
don't think
Blue.
that's hard anyways, right?
Hey, Phoenix, are you watching Into the Badlands at all?
I just not heard about that show until you guys brought it up.
Okay.
Is it on AMC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right after The Walking Dead.
Yeah, if you like kung fu flicks, it's basically a new kung fu flick every week.
Yep.
Yeah.
So and the choreography is really good, and the story so far is decent. So, but yeah, the action scenes they're excellent.
Really diverse.
Is it sort of like the House of Flying Daggers or Crouching Tiger?
No.
sort of?
It's not wire fu. It's like more traditional
On the ground shit.
Yeah, but it's like
Wire
normal.
fu.
There's a little bit of wire
some
fu,
wires.
but it's
Yeah.
not like ridiculous. It's not like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon where they're like fighting on a blade of grass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, or like a
top of a
bamboo
tree.
shoot. Yeah, it's not like that. Like there'll be
Dancing
like
on water and shit.
there'll be like a backflip where you can tell like there's no way you can make that backflip. So like really high in the air. So
really diverse cast and
Sort
lots
of
of
like the
weapons.
Jackie Chan traditional fighting thing.
yeah,
like
except
Jet Li
less.
movie.
Yeah, like more like Jet Li. Yeah, it's less comedic because Jackie Chan would be like more comedic. This is being nitpicky as me because I'm like a kung fu flick guy. Jackie Chan is like a comedy martial art film, usually all of them.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like it's more like a Jet Li style.
But then also, like, it's like Prodigy was going to say that it is diverse. Like, there's different nationalities. Like, there's a redheaded white woman who's, like, really good with fucking swords and shit.
Yep.
She's
Yeah,
fucking badass.
Yeah, she is.
It is
Now I
diverse.
have a question for Mr. X, if you guys don't mind me
Yeah, go
asking.
ahead.
Go
Look
for
at
it.
this.
There was a huge debate regarding whether or not an Asian actor should portray Iron Fist for Netflix Iron Fist show. And how do you feel about the whole idea regarding people saying that it's going to portray negative stereotypes of Asian characters because people think that Asians are all about martial arts and things like that?
That's a good fucking question.
Well, we just talked about. I mean, like I said, I don't mind it not being Asian. I mean, it really doesn't matter to me. Like I said, the character itself, if he's a white guy in the comics, then make him white. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I don't really nitpick as far as race goes as from movies anyways. I mean, there is not a lot of Asian influence in a lot of movies, but
That's true.
Yeah.
we're also in America, so.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because when it comes to Asian characters being leads in TV shows, that's a special kind of situation because you don't get to see that many Asian characters in leads in either movies or TV shows.
True.
And we kind of got to step away from the whole Asian characters are known to be martial arts sort of thing, but Iron Fist isn't an Asian character. And although the whole stereotype thing is an issue with all kinds of ethnic groups in terms of the way they're being portrayed on television movies, I think the whole idea of having an Asian actor being a lead in a Netflix series is actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this goes to my everybody that listens to this podcast already knows what I'm going to say right now. The fear of the yellow man thing that I have a problem with in movies where they have like an Asian guy who's usually the kung fu guy and he never gets ass. I'm just like I'm so tired of seeing that.
Yeah.
And it's like the only people that get ass now that are Asian. Actually, Glenn breaks all stereotypes.
Yes, he does.
Because he doesn't do kung fu and he gets ass from a white chick.
But
So-
Sonny gets ass now too.
Yeah, Sonny does too, but he's still a kung fu guy.
He definitely is kung fu.
So
Well,
yeah,
the Asian guy in Fast and Furious had the chick.
he did, and he wasn't a kung fu guy. You're
And
right.
he didn't
Yeah.
bang her though.
Yeah,
Well, they showed,
yeah,
but implied.
they didn't really show affection on screen. That's what I'm talking about. That's what and it's kind of fucked up that it's like it's so out there, obviously racist that they don't have them show any kind of affection. It's weird.
Jackie Chan did 400 goddamn plus movies.
Didn't
Not a
finger-
single
yeah.
finger banging happened.
Yeah, and it's
Jackie
fucked up.
Chan and finger
No
bang nobody.
Leah, no Jennifer Love Hewitt for Jackie Chan.
Yeah, none of that shit. Yeah, it's like what the hell.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
you know-
yeah, that's right. He did do a movie with Aaliyah.
yeah. Romeo Must Die.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
It's a
go.
good movie too.
Yeah, it was, but he didn't get any, so it's fucked up.
Yeah.
That was Jet Li. Sorry.
Yeah, that was Jet Li.
That was Jet Li.
Yeah,
You
it was
racist.
Just thinking of even in like Rumble in the Bronx was one where he didn't have any kind of romantic interest, and then
in Rush Hour, he had the Latin chick.
and there was nothing
But
there.
nothing there.
The Tuxedo, that was with Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yeah.
Nothing
And-
there.
Jackie Chan has groupies. Don't get it mistaken.
yeah.
He got hundreds of millions of groupies. He can go almost anywhere
Well, he's
and
in
get
China, it's probably billions.
billions of groupies. You know what I mean? There's all kind of panties being thrown at Jackie Chan throughout the last 40 years. You know what I mean? So, I'm
Well, the
just
girls
saying.
he starred with are also like half his age at least.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he can put that eggplant. Anyway, we got into weird places.
Anyway,
Yeah. Jackie Chan's penis. We might have to call this episode that.
He's gonna fucking come on the calf one day.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Slapping head 500 times in 20 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Phoenix, what are you reading right now in terms of comics? Anything that you could recommend that everybody needs to be paying attention to right now?
Well, I'm not reading anything recent. I am reading a lot. I read a lot of throwbacks. I'm always stuck on throwbacks. I'm currently reading Batman: The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller, Klaus Janson, and I'm also reading Batman Year One. I've been getting into a lot of Batman comics.
Oh, girl, I like you now.
are you reading DK3? No.
Oh no,
Yeah,
not
pick
yet.
it up. It's pretty cool so far. There's only 2 in, and if you get the so 2 weeks after the normal comic comes out, the hardcover will come out, and if you get the hardcover, there's going to be 8 of them, and in the on the spine there's a picture, and they all link together. On the 8th one, it's going to have like a thing you can put them all in, and it's kind of a picture on the back of all of them. So
A cool Batman
I'm
picture.
just that Frank Miller's slipping with his art. I've seen that artwork of Wonder Woman, and I was like, that bring back so many nightmares of The Dark Knight Strikes Again, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Art can make or break a comic. I will say that. If you don't like the art, even if there's a good story, that's written well, I've put some comics down and said, fuck no. Done the middle finger. And
the Manhattan Project.
Yeah.
I read them all. Well, I need to read the latest ones, but that's one of the ones that has a great story, but the artwork is like,
It's like watching your favorite show on like a 4020p TV, like a tube TV.
4x3.
Yeah, man. It's just hard to fucking look at that shit.
Yeah, dude. I don't know how I watched all that porn in like the 80s with it scrambled,
lines,
scribbly lines on Showtime.
I think I can see a titty, maybe.
Yeah, Cinemax.
Well, the girls are guys.
Well, hey, look, my dick was still out, so hey.
Yeah,
Working
when
them
you're 10 years
RPMs.
old, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to get in trouble again, man. That's so Raven's going to talk shit about us.
Hey, fuck her. You know what I mean? She knows how I feel about her.
The wind can blow a certain way when you're 10 and just get you off.
Hey, listen, you know what I mean? Hey, through them jeans. All right.
Phoenix is like, what the fuck, guys?
Well, okay. So, Phoenix, I know that, the ladies love or are really looking forward to in Batman versus Superman, Jason Momoa. Mimosa. Appearing as Aquaman. How are you feeling about that? You looking forward to it? Yay, nay?
You know what? I know I see too many people yapping about Henry Cavill than they do about Jason Momoa, and I'm like, well, damn, y'all forgot the brother is in the movie? I mean, he married Lisa Bonet. That's cookie point number 1. Number 2,
He did?
fine as hell. That's cookie point number 2. And the fact that he's playing, man.
Sorry.
I mean,
Keep going.
the fact that he's even playing Aquaman, it makes me even more excited. God, a lot of my female comrades are not saying much about him, and I don't understand that. They need to wake the hell up and realize that Jason is in the movie. I know you guys watched Game of Thrones, ladies. Come on, you guys seen him in there.
Well, I think the problem is that he wasn't in the trailer at all.
Yeah.
So
I don't think he's gonna be in the movie that much, though.
yeah, I don't think so
But
either.
you
I think it's
can
gonna
see
be like
the
a fast
image.
cameo.
Yeah, I saw the image of him. He looks pretty cool.
Badass.
Yeah,
See the image. That's pretty freaking awesome. You know, so it's black and white and muted, but that's Jason. And,
Don't even
I
say
mean-
anything.
ooh, shut up.
Wait, I think there's a puddle somewhere underneath. No, no. Yeah, I'm looking forward to him because he's a character that gets a lot of shit, Aquaman, and finally getting his due, being in a big movie. Obviously, they're going to show him in future Justice League movies or maybe even his own project. It's cool to have someone show Aquaman in a very badass light because he is an incredible character.
Yeah.
And he's no fucking joke, but you got to show him being badass.
I like how
And then I think people give Zack Snyder a lot of crap in terms of like his credentials as a director. But one thing about Zack Snyder that I think even the haters give credit is he know how to make badasses out of his characters, and he know how to direct fighting scenes and great photography. I mean, I cannot wait to see what his Aquaman is going to do, even if it's like a short little few seconds in the film. I cannot wait to see what he's going to do.
You know what's funny is that both in Marvel and in DC, that the Aquaman type character, because it's Aquaman in one and then Namor in the other, that they're both like assholes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like they're just like, fuck you, I got my people. You fuck my people, I'm gonna kill you all.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I think Namor is like on the top of the asshole list.
Oh yeah. Have you read?
I mean, he tried to mess with Sue when she was with Reed, and I'm like, that you can't get no more of an asshole than that.
No, you got to read
New Avengers?
the New Avengers to understand like how much of an asshole that guy is.
He gives zero fucks.
Yeah, he doesn't care about nothing. But his up and come in Squadron Supreme, though.
Yeah, I got to read.
Has he
some of that.
always given any fucks though?
No. But in this one, it's like way worse. He's just like basically killing entire planets, not really caring at all. Like multiple planets. He's just like, fuck you, press the button, goodbye. So yeah.
Oh wow.
I like with the Flashpoint Paradox where they had like a little bit of a side story with Aquaman and Wonder Woman getting together, and Wonder Woman killing Aquaman's wife.
Yep.
And which caused a war between the Atlanteans and the Themyscirians.
Themyscirians.
Yeah, and they got into a war, and like their whole war damn near was about to destroy the entire planet.
And that's what happened in New Avengers, where it was the Wakandans versus the Atlanteans.
Yep.
So that was crazy.
Yeah, dude. And I will, a real quick plug, we're going to talk about Injustice with Kevin from Comic Noobs coming up in a week or so. And we're going to go in depth on some of the stuff with Aquaman and Wonder Woman in that comic.
And I finally read it. I'm up to, I read 3 years worth. So
nice.
I need to pick up the ones for year 4. But it's not in trade form yet, so I got to pick up the actual comics.
Yeah, what's cool about year 4, like I've read year 4, is that it's all about gods. Like, Zeus is in there, Perseus? What's the god of water? Perseus, he's in there. There's all the gods are going against Superman's crew.
Oh, you talking about the water god?
Yeah,
Poseidon.
Poseidon, that's what it is. Yeah, so they're going against Superman's crew, and there's just so much fucking shit that happens, and yeah, it's fucking great.
Yeah.
Phoenix, if you have not picked up Injustice, please. I know you're into some of the older stuff, and this technically is a little bit older. Go ahead and pick up year 1 because you will love it. I promise you that.
I'll keep that in mind. I am sort of slowly guiding on to some of the DC titles. I'm not into the ones where they get into the whole graphic violence and the little spooky character aspects. I'm trying to remember the writer who created a Doll Maker. I think he kind of fucked my head up with that character. I didn't want to see that. But I'll take that in consideration.
Yeah, the funny thing is that they made so this came about because of a game. Yeah, it was like the guys that made Mortal Kombat made this game. I wasn't really a big fan of the game, but the story was really good. So I think we talked about it before, but in the beginning, we talked about the beginning because everybody
it's kind of part of the game.
Yeah, so basically in the beginning, the Joker tricks Superman into killing Lois Lane, who's pregnant with Superman's daughter or Superman's kid. And that's what starts off a chain of events that are very unfortunate.
But
Yes.
what's crazy about it is that he just heard the baby's heartbeat. Lois didn't tell him that she was pregnant, but he heard the baby's heartbeat because he heard 2 heartbeats coming from her. So that was his first time hearing a kid's heartbeat. So that's really what fucking sets him off.
Yeah.
I would like to see Superman fucking, though. I mean, we saw Luke Cage fucking. I want to see Superman fucking Lois. Can I get that?
I think he would. How would he control himself? He'd
Yeah, exactly.
Hold her back.
He's gonna kill.
Did you
Yeah.
ever
Yeah.
see? Do you ever
Like
see
Hancock.
Yeah, you ever watch Hancock? There's an extra scene in there where he's having sex with some chick that he meets up in the bar, and he's like, "Hey, when I reach that mountaintop, you're gonna have to get off." And she's like, just still ride him. He's all, okay, mountaintop, and she doesn't get off, and he throws her off of him, and you just see the fucking ceiling, little holes being shot through, bullets.
Shit.
So I imagine that's what happened with Lois Lane.
That is one hell of a version of foreplay that I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might have had a kryptonite condom or something. I don't know.
Yeah, kryptonite condom.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess Superman could expel all of his powers with his new solar flare thing that he does.
And then go have.
Then go out and get it on.
Damn, all up in them guts, though. I like it.
Which is why I don't think that it'll be a smart thing for him to screw Lois. I was surprised that he actually got a child from her in the old comics because I'm like, how did he manage to not break her back out literally?
It would have to be Wonder Woman in my mind.
Yeah, she can handle it.
Yeah.
She like nuts.
What about when the baby? What about when the baby kicks? The baby kick both of her stuff.
Well, no, that'd be okay because he's not charged by the sun yet.
Oh, yeah. He'd
So
be,
There you go. Look at that.
yeah.
Nice.
He's got to be charged by the yellow sun.
Oh man, I totally forgot.
Yeah, I
that.
didn't even think about that, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to give some props. So I'm really looking forward to this Wonder Woman film. I know it's going to be a year plus out, but seeing her in Batman versus Superman rather, is exciting to me. And I'm just one of these male fans that actually loves this character. She's not based on any previously established male superhero. She's her own thing, and she kicks fucking ass, and I can't wait.
Yeah, me too.
I put her on the same level as a Black Panther or even like a Namor or something like that, where they have their people,
Yes.
and they're badasses and they're all about their people.
Yeah.
And I think what's really cool is, she doesn't fuck around and she'll kill people. Like she doesn't care.
Yep.
So
wait till that year 4 of Injustice because there's a fight scene between Wonder Woman and Superman.
Nice.
And it's fucking epic. It's probably the best comic book fight I've seen.
Superman can't fucking fight. We all know this. So.
He's not creative. He really isn't.
Because he doesn't need to know how to fight.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't
have to be.
Yeah. If you have all that power, then you don't need to know how to fight. I think that's a disservice. If you find somebody that they have to fight that has the same strength as you but knows how to fight,
Yep.
you're fucked. Like when he fought Batman, he got his ass kicked.
Yep.
So when he took that pill,
Yeah. Fucking Alfred fucked him up.
Yeah, Alfred did fuck him up. Yeah.
Alfred ain't no joke, though. Alfred had a whole lot of training in the British Special Forces, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He will get in that ass.
Alfred's like, I need you to get the fuck up out of my house.
Yeah. Hey, Phoenix, so I got another thing. In terms of Batman films, obviously we're approaching 6 films now with Batman? 5, 6? Yeah, something like that. 7, 8?
8.
God damn, I can't
The
even.
first 4.
Well, that's if you
The
include
next
the
3.
ones from the 60s.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
yeah.
there's 4 from the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, because it was
Yeah,
Batman,
yeah.
Batman Return, Batman
Robin,
Forever, Batman Robin,
and then there was
Batman Began.
Whole
Batman
lot of
Forever.
fucking Batman movies. So
There's a lot of them.
yeah. And I'm going to count Batman versus Superman as basically another Batman movie with Superman in it, probably. We'll have to wait and see. But what are you feeling the most in terms of Batman? Are you a fan of his? What did you like in terms of the depictions, the absolute most?
Well, I was never a fan of Batman. I did get into the Batman films with the 1989
I'm shaking my head
Batman. That
over
was
here.
like the first one I seen even though I was a little girl. I had saw that with my mom back in '89. The one that is my favorite Batman film was The Dark Knight.
Nice.
And I can't truly say whether or not that was a true depiction of the character. A lot of people said that he was missing his detective skills in that film. That he wasn't 100% Batman, and I'll take their word for it because I'm not a noob when it comes to Batman. But knowing that I had to read a lot about the character, I saw Batman the animated series, and the closest to Batman in terms of the interpretation is Ben Affleck, because even though the trailers were short, we saw a taste of what he can bring as Batman, and then look at the costume. That's like Frank Miller, The Dark Knight.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God! Like, can Ben Affleck get any bigger?
I will reserve my thing about Ben Affleck being Batman until I see it because he fucked
Bruce
up
Wayne
Daredevil.
is what worries me.
Yeah.
Like, I know that with Heath Ledger playing the Joker, like, people were giving him shit like, oh no, Jack Nicholson was the best Joker ever, and this and that and this and that. But when he came out on the screen and did his shit, I was like, okay, fucking Heath Ledger is now, he set that bar of who the Joker is. So
Yeah.
I'm a little hesitant with him being with what's name being with Batman, but I'm gonna give him a chance and see how he does.
Give him a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand people have reservations about Ben Affleck. I mean, people still accuse him of screwing up Daredevil, and I think it was more about the way he was written and the way he was directed. And, he was one of those guys that had a blind eye about what type of roles he was taking. And I know at the time, Daredevil was the only thing that was available that was close to Batman because he really wanted to play that character before George Clooney took it.
Yeah.
And
he was bad. Yeah.
And I guess this is Ben Affleck's chance to redeem himself in terms of superhero roles, and I hope to God he kills it. I hope to see more of him as Bruce Wayne because that's the more intriguing one. I already know he's going to bring it as Batman based on what I've seen, but the whole interpretation of him as Bruce Wayne is what I really want to see the most because that has yet to be determined in terms of the way I feel and my expectations about that part. But I just hope this movie kills it. I know there's a lot of skepticism, and I totally understand that because you got to reserve your expectations. You got to keep it lowered because you don't want to leave any room for disappointment. And I know a lot of people were disappointed in Man of Steel.
Yep.
So I'm just hoping that film surpasses that in terms of quality. I did enjoy it.
One of my favorite roles that Ben Affleck played is when he was dating Jennifer Lopez. Because, oh God.
G-Lo?
Yeah. no, not G-Lo. When he was dating her, I'm talking about that. Like that ass and
Okay, you mean that era, the Jennifer.
You're talking about Ben Affleck or J-Lo?
I'm talking about Ben Affleck.
I believe her name is pronounced Jennifer Lopez.
Like 2000, yeah.
Taco flavor kisses.
I thought you was going to mention Geely. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Oh, no, not that. I'm just talking about them dating in general.
Right now. I can't believe he said.
God
But
damn.
what role were you talking about specifically?
No, just the actual role of him being Jennifer Lopez's girlfriend.
Well, that wasn't a role. He was just actually in real life. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about real life. Like, wow, that was a good person to play right there.
Motherfucker.
The guy tapping that ass. Oh no, he was in her music video, so I guess he did play a role.
Was he really?
Jenny
Yeah.
from the Block?
Yeah, he was in
Jenny
a
from the
music
Block.
video.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, watch the part on the yacht where he smacks her ass.
Yeah, and he
That's
smacks on the ass.
the part of
Wow.
the
God damn.
Anytime I wanted to be Affleck, I want to be that person.
But he's a dumbass in real life, though.
Yeah.
Well, he can count cards.
Are you talking about Rounders now?
That was a good movie.
No, he got kicked out of a casino for counting cards.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not actually that hard, so to count cards.
He was in,
at the part.
but he was in a movie where he was doing that too. Like, wasn't he in Rounders?
You gotta learn how to do it, though.
Him and
Yeah.
Matt Damon. Were they
Yeah,
together?
Matt Damon. That was
Matt Damon.
No,
Yeah.
they weren't counting cards. He was just a good. No, they were playing poker in that one. In
Oh,
Rounders.
poker? Oh,
all right.
Yeah, I think counting cards is when you play 21
Blackjack.
Okay.
blackjack.
or blackjack. Yeah.
All right.
But counting cards is a real thing. I mean, it's legal to do.
Yeah.
It's also legal for them
Yeah,
to kick you the fuck out.
Yeah, and they do every time, from what I hear.
Yeah, yeah,
They're like, we don't want to give you any more money.
yeah.
What about some of these lesser films? Not, I don't want to say lesser, but some of these other films like
Doctor Strange.
Maybe or maybe not with Gambit. I don't know if it's truly in production or what the fuck is going on. But what do you think about some of these others, both Mr. X and Phoenix? Maybe.
Oh man, I just hope Doctor Strange doesn't turn out like Thor. Hope it surpasses that in quality because it's one of those films where I really need to see some set pics. I need to see a promo. I need to see a teaser or something because this film has been under the radar and been very quiet. I forgot that they were actually shooting the film right now as we speak. I have yet to see Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. I know he's a great actor. Don't get me wrong. That film, I need to see more in order for me to pass judgment. I'm glad that they're finally doing a Doctor Strange film.
Yeah, I'm glad that I'm not seeing a whole lot of. What was that?
Yeah, I'm bugged out that they're not showing much of the film, and that's okay, I guess, because it's coming out in November. So I guess they're trying to like leave in some room for next year where they show some stuff about it.
Well, I want to be surprised about a movie. I don't want to see too much about a movie. That's why I had a problem with Suicide Squad, where I kept seeing all these images about the movie. I just want to see the actual trailer, and that's it. Like I want to see one trailer, maybe two. And then I want to see the movie because I want to be surprised about shit.
Somebody should have gotten fired from the set.
yeah. They released way too much stuff.
That is true. But I was real amped to see Jared Leto on set, because he was like an enigma.
I'm really curious about Leto's Joker, just like everyone is. Some people have some problems with how he looks with the tattoos and whatnot, and I get that. My biggest issue is reading, because I went back and read the trade paper, at least one trade paperback for Suicide Squad. The Joker isn't really part of Suicide Squad per se.
Well, the movie they have that's animated, they rescue him.
Yeah.
Right? And I think in this one, I don't think it's really the Joker. I think it's Jason Todd. I mean, because you could see the J on his cheek, and that's what Jason Todd has from the Joker.
Yeah.
So, you're one of those types, huh?
Yeah, well, the Joker doesn't have a brand on his face, so...
Well, if you watch
tattoos either, but
if you watch the Red Hood Red Hood, one of the Batman animated series, not series, but the movies, there's a scene where Joker is torturing Jason Todd.
Yeah, and then he brands him.
Yeah, and he brands him. But also in Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker, Jason Todd becomes the Joker. Joker somehow fucks up his DNA. He becomes a fucking Joker, which is one of the great animated movies.
So I can't wait to see what the fuck happens with it. But here's the other thing for Suicide Squad that needs to get mentioned. When I read the trade paperback, and I'm on volume 2 right now, it is Harley Quinn's fucking world. It is all about homegirl Harley Quinn. It ain't about the Joker. Ain't in it. I'm talking about the New 52 version. The Joker is supposedly dead. And Harley is underestimated, but she's brilliant. She steals every fucking page or scene that she's in. She's cunning, and she's deadly. And literally, she is leading the team in a very subversive way to her fucking desires. And so I give all credit to her. I can't wait to see live-action version of Harley Quinn finally on screen. And they better kill it because she's amazing in the comics.
I agree with you. I think that she was always intellectual. She was just dumbed down because of her infatuation with the Joker. Yeah. And it kind of made her feel like she was being led on by the Joker, where she didn't have any sort of independence. And I'm glad that she's now officially written as this character who can stand out on her own without being dependent on the Joker, and I'm glad that we may get a chance to see her stand out on her own in the Suicide Squad. Even though it's a team of collective supervillains, she may have an out of this world personality that I'm looking forward to seeing the most.
I'm willing to go one step further. I think she's literally one of, if not the best female villain in DC and maybe even Marvel. I really think that she just gets it from a chaotic, evil, plotting, calculating standpoint. You can't take your eyes off of her when she's in a story, even when she's with a team. So this is the villain.
I can't argue with that.
Like in a Justice League, whatever Harley Quinn is in the storyline, like she does steal the fucking scene. Like there's so much shit that she does that it's like, okay, what the fuck? Like, holy shit. And she's fucking hilarious about it, too, which is also great.
And sexy. And, all these great adjectives. In Injustice, her scene with Lobo that we keep talking about in year 1 is just hilarious and awe-inspiring, and your jaw's on the floor, and you're like, what the fuck, Harley? And I can't wait to have that in multiple movies, starting with this first Suicide Squad.
Yeah, this is kind of a bit of a spoiler, but not really, but... There's a scene in Injustice where Harley Quinn, she fucking tricks Hades, and she fucking somehow gets out of hell.
Yeah.
How she does it, it's fucking great, but she gets out of hell, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. And she was the one who, and this was so great, when she meets and is having a conversation with Green Arrow, and Green Arrow takes her back to his lair, the Arrow Cave. She's like, that's the dumbest fucking name ever. Arrows don't have caves. Bats have caves because they're mammals, and that's where they fucking live. You should call this place the Quiver. And it shuts up fucking Green Arrow. Ollie is like, holy shit, this crazy ass girl.
And they keep making fun of it too.
Yes, because it's so perfect. And I literally put the comic down, laughing my fucking ass off. It was great.
I love the fucking mustache.
Yes.
The mustache she has.
You should never have to ask about it. Sorry. If you haven't read Injustice, Gods Among Us Year 1, most of these references are from there. Please go read it. Seriously, y'all. It is fucking fabulous, but I can't wait for Holly.
Need to pick that up.
I didn't bookmark that, by the way.
Yes.
I got to make sure.
We convinced Kevin from Comic Noobs, because he was kind of iffy. You know, he's a Marvel guy, but he loves all comics. You know, no shade at all. He eventually said, you know what? I keep hearing Blue and Prodigy talking about Injustice. God damn it. I got to start reading it. And he read it, and he fucking DM'd me. He was like, holy shit, my jaw's on the floor. We need to do a crossover issue just about this. So it's that good. You know, it's on the level of Secret Wars and all the best great crossover series. So good shit. Yeah. I think I stepped on Mr. X. I'm sorry. Did you have a take on Suicide Squad, I think?
We're talking about the movie?
Yeah. You looking forward to anything?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm curious how it is. I mean, but just watching the trailers, I mean, it's hard to tell whether it's going to be based on the comics or if it's just going to be its own little thing. I mean, all the characters so far don't really look like the characters that are out of the comics, but we'll see.
I'm iffy about Will Smith being Deadshot, right?
Will Smith, no shade, has never, to my knowledge, played a true villain. And Deadshot is a complicated villain. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt about it. But he ain't the star of the show. And Will Smith likes to be the fucking star every goddamn movie. You know what I mean? He doesn't play second fiddle to nobody. So
he's trying to be the RDJ of DC, but that's gonna go to Ben Affleck and Will Smith. He's probably gonna play second fiddle to Ben Affleck in terms of the star power in the DC universe. Yep. But his paycheck's gonna be saying a lot different. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he was up there. He was like the #1 paid actor for a while, but I'm not sure if he's still there.
But in the animated movie, wasn't Deadshot basically his main character?
In the animated movie,
he was a leader.
Yeah, he was.
And he got up in the Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I'm going to give you the trade, like, because he's in it and quote unquote leading, but it's Harley leading, really and truly. You know, once you finish it, you'll get that he thinks he's leading, and then he's like, holy shit, I'm being played by Harley. So you know, you have to just kind of take all of that into account. He's important, there's no doubt about it. But if you're going to give me anything, you know, I'm biased. Give me, maybe in the sequel to Suicide Squad, Deathstroke in there. Yeah. Rather than Deadshot in the Suicide Squad. And you have all of my money. I'll go see that 15, 11 times. You know? Stitch, get in here. What do you think about it?
Oh, I'm excited to see it. I'll wait and I'll see how Will Smith does, kind of like how Kronos has the whole approach with Ben Affleck. He's a great actor. So I'll trust that he's done his homework. He can knock a home run and ace this role. But I'm excited to see how all those villains correspond with each other on screen and everything. And I mean, I'm excited to see Harley. I hope they don't make it like Harley and the other people and everything, because I don't know everything about the other people, the other characters as well. Like I know a little bit about Killer Croc from like the Batman series and Deadshot from Arrow and stuff like that. So I do hope that these other characters do get a good bit of screen time, and it's not just like Harley and everything. Even though I do want to see her, like I'm the most excited to see her. I still hope that these other characters get their due and we get an accurate portrayal of them.
I think that she, unfortunately, I have to admit, buzzkill for you. I believe she may be the one that's going to have the drawing power because of how eccentric and popular her character is.
Right.
Not saying that she's not going to like be the complete focus, but I believe her story is going to be the most prominent and important.
Oh yeah.
And because I think she's that one of those characters that Amanda Waller is a lot more interested in terms of forming the Suicide Squad. I think her character is like one of the most prominent in terms of the backstory and their connection to Batman. And I believe that's why her character may have a little bit of a main focus in the movie.
Yeah, she's like a oddly strong female character, right? Because on one hand, she's so in love with the Joker that you think that she can't do shit on her own. But once the Joker is out of the picture in one way or the other, she does all this crazy shit and ends up on top.
Yep.
So I think that'll be a huge draw for a lot of fans, especially female fans, to see somebody that is kind of crazy but can fuck up a lot of dudes too. So
she all the way crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, but in a crazy with a method. You know what I mean? That you don't see initially.
Yeah, like she has a goal that she wants to do, and I think Injustice in that one it was so great to see her with the Green Arrow.
Yeah, that was a
even
perfect
after
scene.
that, and then when she hooks up with when she starts becoming friends with Black Canary, and other people, it's just like it's so funny. And then Shazam,
Yeah.
That shit's hilarious.
it's so funny. So
Shamsi.
yeah.
So is she a good guy in Injustice?
Well,
She's bad at first, and then she becomes good because
Yeah.
Joker's basically gone.
She's Harley.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So she's like an anti-hero type.
Yeah.
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 Give or take.
She was
Give or
an
take.
anti-hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want to do a quick correction. I stated earlier that in Return of the Joker in the Batman Beyond movie, I said that the Joker turns Jason Todd into the Joker basically, but no, it actually was Tim Drake that he changed.
That's right. Yeah.
Rewind the tape.
Yeah, just make a correction. Hey,
All right.
not everybody's perfect.
What do you think of the casting of Amanda Waller as Viola Davis?
So
She ain't fat enough.
yeah, I'm biased. I like my Amanda Waller to look like that chick from Sons of Anarchy and The Shield. She's a Haitian black woman. CCH Pounder. CC Pounder. CC Peniston. What was her name?
What are you pounding?
Pounder. It's something Pounder.
It's a quarter pounder with cheese, not a Royale. But you know who I'm talking about. We'll post a link.
She's supposed to be an overweight African American woman.
And
If
intimidating.
you watch
Yes.
Arrow.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous in Arrow and thin and like a model, and I don't like that Waller.
Yeah,
I didn't like it either.
You know what? What's her name? Viola Davis. First of all, she ain't got to be fat to portray Amanda Waller. Her presence on How to Get Away with Murder
Yeah,
is
Yeah,
I was about to
that's
say that. If you watch that show, she's pretty crazy in that show.
Mishka
So I
watches
think-
it, and it looks good. I know she's an actress that can really bring it.
Yeah.
So I think she out of anybody can portray a character that's intimidating, even though she physically isn't very intimidating. You know what I mean?
For me, though, the reason why I would have preferred to see her overweight is because she kind of reminds me of like a aunt that you have that's overweight that you would think can't fuck you up, but would snatch you up real quick. You know what I mean? Like put the fear of God in you. So, and I think it's going to be kind of missing when you have something that's kind of beautiful and that can look like she can handle herself.
Yeah.
Like when you
Female
see a larger
kingpin.
lady that can handle herself, it's kind of scary.
Yeah. Grandmama.
You know what it makes me think of? Amanda Wallace makes me think of Kingpin, because Kingpin
the same,
is
female
fucking
Kingpin.
huge and fat, but
Yeah,
he's actually
yeah.
like all fucking muscle, and I kind of get that impression with Amanda Wallace.
Well, I think it's Waller.
Waller.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things though where it's like it's weird because it's like one of the few instances where you want an actor to be overweight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like usually I'm like, the character is supposed to be like this, but she's overweight, like normally in the show or even in the comics. And same thing with Kingpin, he's supposed to be overweight, so that's why I thought in Daredevil they did a really good job with Vincent D'Onofrio playing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did really.
I
good
didn't
job.
think he could get that big. I mean, the closest to Kingpin in terms of his massive size
Yeah.
was Michael Clark Duncan.
Duncan.
God rest in peace, Michael.
Yeah.
My God. That was the closest to the Kingpin in terms of the height and the
Girth.
Right.
But even
That's the word I was looking for.
well, but even Michael Clark Duncan, like he was yoked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but the Kingpin's not supposed to be yoked. He's supposed to be he's supposed to look like a fat guy, but it's all muscle.
Yeah.
Well, the guy
How
they
you
have
really
in
do that in real life, though? I mean,
Yeah, it's hard.
the
But-
guy
but
that they
did
have
well.
playing in Daredevil that playing the Kingpin, he's fucking spot on. The Kingpin, like he's really fucking
Yeah,
good.
I think he did really good. Yeah.
Should get the mountain from Game of Thrones.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, he ain't fat. That dude is yoked as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Few cheeseburgers, some protein shakes.
Well,
No
just put
working out.
they can put somebody in a fat suit, I guess, but it's
Nah, I don't want to see no Professor Clump with this shit.
Yeah.
you know?
Hercules.
All right. So, I'm going to ask you, Phoenix, if you want to give any shout outs to things that you're working on, any special cast. The floor is yours to tell us a little bit more about what we have to look forward to in your world when it comes to casting and whatnot.
Well, first of all, I'm looking forward to doing some live shows coming in 2016.
Whoop, whoop.
I haven't set a date yet, but I'm going to be doing some live shows on YouTube. Cannot wait.
Oh, cool.
Hopefully I will invite you. Hopefully we can do a cross pod if you guys are interested.
Hell yeah.
I know the scheduling is a little tough, but we can work on it. We got to make the magic happen again.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, thank you, Cthulhu's Prodigy. Did I pronounce that name correctly?
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Thank you for being a part of the Marvel versus DC debate with Kevin Veldman of Comics Noob Show. It was a huge success. You guys, I was just so entertained listening to you two argue back and forth in a friendly way because we wanted to keep it friendly and copacetic. So thank you for being a part of that podcast.
Pass that peace pipe.
And first of all, Comics and Coffee, and we're expanding on YouTube, doing live shows with my boy, Mr. Lex Noel of the Lex Factor Show. He has a show that is based on 80s and 90s pop culture. He recently did a Star Wars podcast, and he's going to do a Sailor Moon podcast coming up in January. And I will be doing my own version of a Star Wars podcast where I'll be offering my recap of The Force Awakens. And if anybody wants to join me, hit me up at DA_Nerdette. Other things that are coming soon, not set in stone yet, but they're going to be a huge surprise. So I'll be announcing those during next year coming up. And I will be hosting a Batman versus Superman recap podcast because I'll be attending the special event that'll be coming in March. I can't wait to talk to you, let you guys listen to that podcast. So yeah, that's all I have so far. And thank you guys for having me on the show.
Can you spell out at the Nerdette just for our listeners one more time?
Yes. DA_NERDETTE.
Awesome. That is.
And then Comics and Coffee. You have a website, right?
Yeah, Comics and Coffee is actually the podcast that is under Points of Interest Podcast.com. Which is a network. It's a singular network with a lot of amazing podcasts on there. An Elegant Weapon, which is a Star Wars-based podcast. Lots of guns and smoking, a lot of token.
Nice.
With my boy.
Smoke me out, fam.
Yeah. With the Jedi Ross of An Elegant Weapon. He's the host of the show. Comics and Coffee is on Twitter at the CNC feed, as well as the CNC podcast. There's 2 feeds, one for comics news and the other is the podcast Twitter feed, as well as Facebook at the Comics and Coffee on Facebook page. And yeah, that's a lot of stuff. I'm a little nervous and scatterbrained. I'm sorry, guys.
No, that's just perfect. We have been wanting to have you on since forever and a fucking day, so it's finally good.
Always and forever.
Always. Yeah, we got Blue singing and shit.
Just saying that on American Idol.
Yeah. And Miss.
Yeah, it's been very tough because you guys from the West Coast and I'm a Midwest girl. You know, I'm 2 hours ahead of you guys, so it's really tough trying to get this thing cracking on a Wednesday.
And I can't tell time.
We gotta make it happen someday.
Yeah, Prodigy watches always set on CP time.
Yeah. But it's been awesome, and we thank you for coming on with us. Mr. X, though, this is your first time on the cast. So anything you want to plug as well? Smoking people out and choking people out.
Choking people out.
Yeah.
Kung Fu-ing people.
Yeah.
Will you shout out to anybody?
You know what? I'm going to just plug you. I'm going to say you should be Iron Fist. Fuck them. You know what I mean? You need to, Marvel, make that happen.
Me right now.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Get that money. So, Kronos, you plugging anything this week? Doing anything?
This week, what is it? The new Venom Space Knight came out, and it's still pretty good so far. So it's very interesting to see the new artwork is really good.
Spider-Man Venom?
Yeah, Spider-Man Venom. He's like a galactic, basically savior now.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. Like I was like, I don't know, but I've been reading it. It seems pretty good, and the artwork is fantastic. I don't know who the fuck is doing it, but it's really, really good.
Is it similar to like Agents Venom?
I haven't read
the
that
Flash becomes Venom and
the Flash becomes Venom.
DC?
Not the Flash, but Flash Thompson.
Oh, yeah, it's Flash
universe.
Thompson. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He's Venom, so he has no legs, but when he has the suit on,
yeah, he's able
obviously he
to
has legs. So
nice.
It's been really interesting. Other than that, I'm gonna play Star Wars Battlefront pretty soon. See what that's all about. And then I got Rock Band 4 for Christmas. So it's been fun to play. Oh, and Phoenix, I got this really cool Dutch cold coffee maker for my girlfriend, and it's pretty dope. Yeah. So
Put the pick out.
Yeah.
I know she's happy for Christmas.
yeah. It's pretty cool.
It's like a giant
coffee
bong.
maker.
Yeah, it does look-
It looks like some kind of weapon of mass destruction, but
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Oh my God.
It looks like you're gonna start making cocaine with that thing.
Yeah.
Maybe I do, maybe I don't.
It's gonna be breaking black in here.
Stitch, I know that you're not in a metal bikini today, but what do you got going on this week?
Pretty much just chilling out. Lilo's been marathoning on Batman. She's been stuck on some tank battle. I don't even know what the hell's going on.
Oh, I can
out there.
help with that one.
Yeah.
She's been playing for about 6 hours now, so I'm probably gonna kick her off soon.
My tip is just back yourself into a corner, and then all your enemies are just in front of you, so you don't have to worry about being shot from behind.
I never had a problem with any of those tank battles.
Well, it was. I don't even know what's going on because I'll go out and I'll see what she's doing. And she was fighting the whatever Metal Knight or whoever the hell
Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight in the game. Yeah, she's fighting him and everything.
That's One
like
Punch
that.
Man
So-
you're talking about.
So I don't know how far off she is from actually finishing the game. I do want to get on some Grand Theft Auto. I might hit up B-Boy and see what he's doing and see if he wants to do some heists and everything. I'm off all day from work today, so I don't have anything else planned except to chill, play video games, and just hang out.
Cool.
All right, nice. Blue, what you got?
Let's see. So I'm off all next week for the holiday shutdown at the company I work for. So I just got caught up on Arrow. So I'm all
Nice.
caught up to season 4, episode 9, or whatever. And I'm enjoying the show. I still have my about it. I finished reading, or I'm all caught up on the Robin Wars, but I guess some more issues coming out, so I gotta read more of that. I'm
Wait,
waiting.
You don't have 5?
I don't have 5 yet.
Oh, okay, yeah, that came out this week, so
Yeah, I don't have that one. I'm up to. I'm starting to read the Gotham Academy.
Okay.
So that's
okay.
what's next to my list.
Well,
But
that was like an add-on one, right? It's not.
yeah, it's like
yeah.
like a side story. Like, hey,
Yeah,
I heard you got beat up at school. What? Well, how did that happen? Check
Yeah.
out comic such and such. So I'm just reading that.
It's like, well, selling dope and yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm going to start reading or continue reading Deathstroke comics.
Nice.
I have that all digital now. I like digital more than comics, just because it's
How dare you?
You know
it's
what?
easy to read. You can zoom in and
Fuck
shit.
you, young kids, and your rap music. All right?
And then I am going to go in depth into fucking.
God damn it. Yeah.
He's going to die. Don't worry about it.
I'm going to play this game so hard I'm going to die. But I'm going to get back into Metal Gear Solid, so that's on my
Please,
list. of things to
I've been
do.
waiting for fucking months for you motherfuckers to get to a certain point, and none of you have yet. Like, I just want to talk about
Not
it.
me. I'm done.
Yeah, Stitch is done.
Wait, did you finish Quiet Story?
Yeah,
What do you mean, yeah?
I said I'm done with the game.
What? Being done with
No.
the game doesn't mean you're done with Quiet. So
Don't spoil shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil.
Don't spoil shit. I'm literally on mission
talk about
40 something, and I'm way up in the side ops, like in the 60s or something.
Yeah.
So I may finish that coming up very soon, but I love everything with Quiet.
Hold on, I'll ask you one question, Stitch. Did Quiet talk to you?
Yeah,
Okay.
All right.
yeah, I won't say anything else. There's footprints and stuff.
Okay. Then you are that. Okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah, don't doubt me.
I don't know. You died at Star Wars. So now,
Oh,
You
damn.
can't
Wait a
trust that
long
fool.
while for me, man. 'Cause I'm way behind.
That's all right. That's all
Way
right.
behind in that game.
Hopefully, we're still working it out, but I'm really looking forward to being on a comic and coffee and talking about like movies of 2015. So I'm really looking forward to that.
I wanted to come on, but my daughter's here, so I can't. I'm already doing 3 podcasts while she's here, and I can't do any more.
Don't worry, I'll hold it down.
Yeah. So that's going to be awesome. I'm going to be listening in. So thank you very much to both of our special guests, Phoenix, at the Nerdette, and you don't have a Twitter, do you,
No,
Mr. X? That's all right.
You can find him in Kung Fu.
Yeah, exactly. So
Dan.
the great thing about Twitter is you can slide into DMs and just send nothing but ashy dick pics. It's awesome.
Well, he doesn't have actually dick pics.
Oh, I'll share some with
He's
you.
Asian.
I'll share some with you.
Hey.
You put lotion on? No, never mind. Anyway, so
Send him that banana.
I can zoom in.
You racist motherfucker.
I can zoom like a motherfucker.
there you go. Wow, that got really dank. Thank y'all for joining us. This was super fun to do a special Saturday cast. Merry Christmas to those who celebrated yesterday, and Happy New Year to everybody. Smoke me out, fam, with that dank shit.
We're gonna go out on Bugattis and shit.
Oh. What? Eggplants are her future.
There we go.
I for bitches from different races. You get money, they started hating. I woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in a new Bugatti.